Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys. Inside London's most dangerous town. Okay. Let's watch, guys. Hope you're all doing well. My name's Connor. If you're new, the original link to the video from Wendell. Top of the description. Do subscribe, like. Let's watch.
Out here with all the tourists in Camden. For the last couple of days, I've been hanging out here with all the tourists in Camden, but as much as I'd like to kick it with all the weird, wonderful and funky people in Camden Town, it's time to get down to business. Jump on the tube and head south to an area that not many tourists head to. A place in London that has some of the worst crime statistics in the entire city. A place that is recognised as, if not the most, then one of the most dangerous places in the entire city of London. So join me, folks. Let's jump on the tube and let's see how the people live far away from the tourist centre here, where there is a real struggle with crime and danger in every day of their lives. Let's go.
Suspense. Whoa.
I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. Memoria.
And we're donating to get
Stay
you
on this guy.
drunk.
Yeah.
That's a cause that I can get behind.
I thought that was a cheeseburger at first.
You know, you're heading out in the sticks in London when you have to take the overground.
West Croydon.
Are you security, mate? Security in Costa? Yeah, I've never seen security in Costa. Why do I need security in a coffee shop?
Maybe the manager know the best.
Okay, yeah. I'm used to it in pubs, but not in a coffee shop. Wow. Welcome to Croydon in South London. Now, I go all around the country.
Guys,
and
I think that social media has made it, and just our interconnectedness has made it so that otherwise kind of shameful stuff like stealing or something like that, which you have an enormous amount of people around the world that you're seeing that are stealing. And so you rely less on the on the culture of the town you live in, and more so just the culture of everywhere. Does that make any sense?
I'll show you a lot of places.
I just think that people are stealing stuff more often. Maybe maybe it's just being viewed more, and so it looks like people are stealing. But I don't know. I explained that really horribly.
That have problems. But many people in the comments are telling me that if I really want to see places that have got problems, dangerous, rough areas, then I should come to London. And many people have said check out Croydon. Now, Croydon has some really unwanted statistics. It's really high in the London area when it comes to a crime rate in general. Also for violent crime and knife crime. And it's become, in the last few years, synonymous with knife crime. So I'm here today to see what Croydon's like. I'm wandering the high street, but we're going to check out some of the areas. We're going to talk to the people in Croydon and see if it really is as dangerous here in this part of South London as people say it is. Let's check it out.
Now, I would prefer no gun crime or knife crime, but if I have to choose one, I'm going to pick knife crime because I feel like there's a less chance you could be an unintended victim of a knife crime than a gun crime, where you might just get caught a stray bullet or something like that. I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, knife crime's fine. No, it's not. But I think I'd rather have a knife problem than a gun problem.
Il est là maintenant, tu es vers toi. Et des viens à moi. My God bless you.
Excuse me, do you drop these? Yeah, you just dropped them on the floor down there.
Thank you.
So what's life like in Croydon?
Well, it's pretty tough, bro. Pretty tough, you know. It's rough. There's a lot of trouble, you know what I mean? But this is the worst road you can build.
Okay,
Croydon.
what's this road?
West Croydon is London Road, West Croydon, outside the station. Like most places in any city centres, this is where, you know, all the bad shit will happen.
Yeah, so I read a lot of like statistics about crime, violent crime, knife crime.
Yeah.
Is that all prevalent here?
Yeah, there's a guy, a young boy at 13 died over there. He died, yeah. He couldn't even get to the hospital. He tried to get to the hospital himself, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got
Just over
back
here?
over there.
Yeah.
His name's Jermaine Calls, yeah?
I would love to know if he has seen any change since internet culture and social media. Do you know what I was trying to say in the beginning there that I couldn't really say well? That instead of relying on just the vibes of the people around you and learning and from the people around you, you have millions of people to look at and learn behavior from all over. And so there's much less power that an individual community has in controlling the trends of crime. I was trying to say that. I would love to hear it.
Over there.
Yeah.
His name's Jermaine
His
Calls.
thoughts.
Jermaine Calls, yeah?
That's
I've
terrible.
never met him, 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I'm 62, bro. Come
Yeah.
on. Next month I'm 62 years old. You wouldn't believe it.
So are you born and bred in
Born
this
down the road
area?
here. Yeah, born down the road here.
Yeah.
St James's Road, St Mary's Hospital. Before May Day and May Day Hospital, right? They call it Croydon University Hospital now. They call it May Day as a joke, like, yeah, May Day, May
Jeez,
Day.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, but no, there's, you know, it's like most places, my man.
Yeah.
Not most places. I can imagine it's like Manchester, Liverpool, anywhere in this country, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I go all around the country
Yeah.
and I go to all different areas,
Yeah.
from seaside towns to city
Where are you
centres.
from, bro? We got your accent.
Originally, I'm from the Midlands, yeah.
Yeah, West Bromwich, yeah, something like that.
Near there, yeah.
Well,
More near
you
Wolverhampton.
Black country?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I've been Wolverhampton.
Okay, yeah.
I've been to Eves.
Okay.
I've been to Eves and a roundabout of Eves.
Yeah.
And the roundabout. I've been to some place up there.
So what's your situation at the moment?
Oh,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I've been Wolverhampton.
Okay, yeah.
I've been to Eves.
Okay.
I've been to Eves and a roundabout of Eves.
Yeah.
And the roundabout. I've been to some place up there.
So what's your situation at the moment?
Oh, I lost my job. I was a postman. I had 2 dislocated shoulders. I've had my finger cut off in December.
Jeez, yeah.
I'm never going to work.
Oh, so you're on 4 fingers, so
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Like 3 and a thumb.
Well, I'm never going to work again, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've got no power on me. I don't care. I work. I want to see the young people work.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm 62 next month.
Yeah. So do you think because of the obvious crime in the area, do you think that puts people on edge, like walking round, like at risk of stabbings and things?
A lot of people, we know each other around here. We know where to go, you know, where not to go.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, you know, anywhere we go anywhere in this country, you know where not to go. You know, if you go down this area certain times of night, you could get in trouble.
Yeah. So in
Wrong
daytime it's okay,
Yeah,
but
it's at
after
night.
dark
Yeah.
it's sketchy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that's
I can understand, 90% of what he's saying, but the accent is strong. And even if I don't get every word in what he's saying, I can usually be like, oh, that's what he's saying. But sometimes, like the 10% of the time, I don't know
the further
exactly
you
what
got
he's
time,
saying.
it's okay,
Yeah,
but
it's at
after
night.
dark
Yeah.
it's sketchy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that's the further you go down this
Wherever
road.
you go down, rub, the worse it gets, bruv. It's the way it is, bruv.
Yeah, yeah.
I see some sit round here you wouldn't believe, bruv.
So would you? I mean, like people on my channel, they said like, be careful in Croydon. Like,
Nah, you'll be all right. No.
just wandering around.
Nah, you're
like,
all right,
you wouldn't tell
no.
people not to come here.
No, never. We're good people.
Yeah.
Good people, mate.
So you've been here all your life.
62 years.
So have you seen it change a lot over the years?
It's not worse, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my question. Has it
Sorry.
always
Yeah,
been
no.
this dangerous?
No. This is, to me, I was in the Bricks and Riots in 1980. I was a telegram boy at 16, 17, 18 years old. This is getting like that, bruv.
Really?
Yes.
Do you see civil
Yeah,
unrest on the
yeah,
horizon?
This high street could be like Round Road.
Okay, man.
That's me personally saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully, high street could be like Round Road.
Okay.
Round Road.
That's me personally saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't come to that because there's some good people here.
Yeah.
You got loads of different nationalities. You know, everyone mingles and it's all good.
I think when, different cultures and everything, it's something that brings a great flavor and diversity to a place, gives different mindsets, but it also brings preconceived differences that if a place doesn't know how to harness the good and suppress the worst parts of a diverse crowd, then I'm sure it's a recipe for danger. Diversity is amazing when you can harness the good and keep the tribalism to a minimum, because with tribalism comes disagreements, violence, and I'm sure you feel like less of a community. It's not to say that a diverse community can't feel just as much, if not more so, like a community than non-diverse ones, but there's some disagreements that are going to arise that might not with a less culturally diverse area. So I feel like that's the hard medium to kind of achieve.
I don't want anyone to get in there, do they? Jesus.
For instance, like if you get, everyone, there's a neighborhood full of Italians, right? Say full of Italians, just Italians. Then they're going to have disagreements like everyone else, but they're going to have much less because they all have that underlying culture. But when you put the cultures together, you know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm being redundant.
So what's life like in Croydon in 2024?
Shit.
Why do you say that?
There's a lot of trouble, people fighting all of them.
Yeah. I mean, there are like really bad violent crime statistics. Is that a real thing? Is that something that people feel threatened by?
Yeah. The time you stab somebody, stab somebody. All of them.
Really, yeah. Do you feel safe in the streets?
You defend though, because like for yourself, like you can defend yourself, like,
If visitors come to Croydon, like what are the dangerous areas?
You're gonna go everywhere, but you have to be taken care of. Like.
Have you got money for me to talk to me?
I haven't spoken to you, I'm speaking to him.
Yeah, well, that's my bet.
Yeah, okay.
So you are speaking to me.
Okay. Yeah, what's
What do you want to know about Croydon?
What's Croydon like these days?
Oh, rough.
Rough.
Very rough, son.
Yeah, I can imagine being on the
At the
street
same
here.
time,
There's help.
a lot of
There's
buildings
only
being
food.
built, we got no house.
No house.
Yeah. How long have you
Everything is here.
How long have you all been on the streets like this?
Mario, tell me how long you've been on the street.
Years, almost years.
Really?
4.5 years.
Is it dangerous?
Dangerous at night. Yes. Don't you hear people, Croydon people that stop, even kids going to school to stop that?
So you told me to ask me.
Yeah, there's a girl was stopped. Remember that girl?
Yeah.
A coffin passed by here.
Do you feel in danger?
What you got for me?
Danger, yes, of course.
Especially at night.
In our life.
You want to know?
Yeah.
Food.
You want to know how Croydon live like? Leave your house, undress, and come home and leave on the street with us. Wait.
Yeah.
You will know.
No, I understand, mate. Yeah. I understand.
I tell you.
Yeah.
You want to live with us? Come and live with us.
Interesting character.
I popped a QR code on screen, folks. For those of you that are watching on TV that aren't signed into your YouTube account, you can hover over the QR code with your mobile device and you can click the subscribe button because it really helps to make the channel grow. And for those of you that are signed in, then please do it, folks. It really helps. You live in Croydon.
By the way, I do, I feel like if I didn't have the sort of structure around me that I did, I could easily end up in a place like this. So when I do see this, obviously it's sad, but it gotta imagine what it's like to not have a sort of support structure and just be on your own. And if you fail, you fail. You go to the streets. You're homeless, right? A lot of people have something to fall back on. Some don't. And so, I don't know, just seeing stuff like this, it's very sad to see, some people have to suffer more when they don't have the sort of family structure around them.
You want to live with us? Come and live with us.
I don't know their problems. I don't know what they've been through. I can only imagine.
Popped a QR code on screen, folks. For those of you that are watching on TV that aren't signed into your YouTube account, you can hover over the QR code with your mobile device and you can click the subscribe button because it really helps to make the channel grow. And for those of you that are signed in,
I did, right?
and please do it, folks. It really helps. You live in Croydon.
Yes.
What's life like in Croydon in 2024?
I can't swear.
You can if you want.
Shit.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Well, I've lived here all my life. It's changed tremendously.
So when did you notice Croydon changing if you've lived here all your life?
I would say within the worst part has been since the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And even before that, it was going downhill. But it's just not my Croydon anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so different. And I mean, years ago, I'd say to people, oh, go to Croydon, it's a lovely place. You know, you can get people to help you.
So you used to have a good sense of community back in the day?
But now,
You don't feel
nothing.
No.
I don't feel it's anywhere near that.
It's got some really bad crime statistics.
Very much so.
Do you feel that living here?
Yes, I do. I mean, to be quite honest, I don't go out after about sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Even though at the moment it's past 7, 8 o'clock at night. Even though at the moment it's still light at that time. But in the winter time, I wouldn't go out after that time because I'd be too frightened.
Yeah, it's a scary place after dark.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I get I'd imagine there's less common unity. Guys, this is coming from me. I'm American, first of all, even if I wasn't, let alone not British or not from Croydon. But I'm sure even if it wasn't the greatest place ever a few decades ago, I wonder if there was still a sort of community, whether or not you felt all English, British, or just all from Croydon. Whereas now it seems like just a place that people were thrown in and it's every man for himself. That's me giving that, knowing as little as I do about the place. So I'm giving my thoughts there. But I think at the end of the day, you have to have a concrete foundation that you all kind of agree with and identify with. And then differences above that, I'm sure, can be healthy and manageable. But if everyone is just thrown in an area and you're all very different and there is no underlying structure or base to harness those differences in a productive way, then the differences are only going to make people feel less neighborly, less together, and more just this place, it's not great, and we're just here trying to live. And what happens over there? It's like, oh yeah, a young 13-year-old girl was stabbed and killed. It's like, that is insane. It's crazy how in some places, a stabbing of a 13-year-old girl would be the most insane thing to happen in a lot of places for decades. That never happens. And here it's just like, oh yeah, I saw her. And this isn't just about Croydon. This isn't just about the UK. This isn't even just about the UK and America. I think something pretty drastic has to be done in terms of, I don't know how public, I don't know. It just feels like people just gave up and it's just like, yep, just come live here. There's crime and stuff, but just, yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I keep not being able to finish my sentences here. But it doesn't seem like there's an underlying community that can harness the multiculturalism in a meaningful way. And if you don't harness it, then it's just going to divide more, and it's just going to spiral down worse. I could absolutely be wrong. Please let me know in the comments if you think I'm incorrect or
Moment,
whatnot.
it's still light at that time, but in the winter time, I wouldn't go out after that time because I'd be too frightened.
Yeah, it's a scary place after dark.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. This is a memorial here to one of the victims of the knife crime here in Croydon. Young lady I read about before I came here, unfortunately, was stabbed to death, which just shows you how dangerous it is for young people if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time here in Croydon. So you live in Sutton, you come in to shop in Croydon for, you said, the African shopping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the African shopping, and they have mostly the halal foods.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
This is Ramadan for we.
Yeah.
And we hope very soon we will pray on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Croydon is a nice place, but if you know how to move in it.
Okay, yeah.
But
So
if you don't know, you cannot live in Croydon.
yeah, it's got really bad crime statistics, and people say it's a
I
very
know.
dangerous place.
I was living here before 3 years up there. They put me someplace I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I manage my life with all my disability. I can go around.
Yeah.
Nobody talked to me. Nobody harmed me. They are good. Some of them.
So you lived here for 3 years, and
Before. I just moved to.
you didn't feel in danger when you lived here?
People say it's in danger, but for me it's not in danger because I'm polite to everyone.
Yeah.
The way you talk to people, the way you live. But if you want to be harsh to anyone, then you will be harsh also. They will harsh you.
Yeah.
You see, I see many things, but it's not my problem. Don't be angry. When you get angry, you will get a slap. So I don't need a slap.
Life will give you a slap if you're angry to it.
And I cannot run.
No.
See the problem?
Enjoy your shopping, my friend.
It's a good
Thank you very
message.
much and have a nice day.
And you, my friend.
I love your camera.
Thank
If you're always angry, life will give you a slap. That's good.
you. Yeah. Of course, it's not all doom and gloom.
And guys, there honestly, there are so many places in American cities that are much worse than this. I don't want to say, therefore, this is all fine and Croydon is fine how it is. But as someone who knows so little and is learning everything I know about Croydon has been in the last 11 minutes. Okay? That's how little I know. I always want to make sure when I give my opinions on things and I know very little to state many times I know very little so that you know how little weight my opinion has and it could easily be wrong. Okay? So I want to keep saying that. But I think these are situations where a larger sense of community. This seems like such like community, great, thanks for the help. I'm so hesitant to say like what I think needs help because if I was from a place like this and someone from another country who knows nothing about it was telling us how to change it, I would be like, what the hell do you know? Get out of here. But I got to give my thoughts regardless. So I think, take away England, take away the USA, take away, just let's say you have a lot of Muslim, Arab, similarly cultured. It doesn't matter about your skin color. It just matter, or do you have similar culture? Do you have similar religion and thoughts about life? And you throw these people into a community by their own without any guidelines. Well, they're going to form guidelines, I think, pretty quickly, right? I'm just picking this as a random, Muslim Arab group, right? You could replace it with Christian or Jewish or not religious and just lives in a similar area. But when you have a bunch of people from a bunch of different areas put in a place that doesn't have much structure to it, then I feel like that's a recipe for disaster and disagreement. And again, this goes for, you can have a town of just white Englanders or something. And if they don't agree on a lot of ways of life, then it's going to be harder to form a safer society, right? So I just think that you need more structure in a place where people have much different outlooks on life and different backgrounds in order to kind of harness that, You know what I'm saying? Does that make
crime
sense?
and deprivation here in Croydon. There's been a lot of high-rises built and the jobs that come with those office blocks over the last few years. And one article that I read before I came here said that it's becoming quite a popular place for people to come and live, to commute into central London to work there, because it's a more affordable option. So, you know, there is obvious crime and problems here, but at the same time, maybe it's a place that's on the up and a place that's more affordable than the ridiculously high rents that people have to pay in most other parts of London. I will say that considering it is an area...
The unfortunate thing about that, at first, I mean, that's a great way to look at it. You know, there's a lot of places to go up and improve. But as you go up and improve, and the people that live here are the ones who improve it, then prices go up. And when prices go up, you can't afford it. You got to move. And where do you move? To another town that had a similar issue, because that's where you can afford now. And so how do you get people to want to improve a community if they know that if they do improve it and put in the effort, they're going to be priced out of it and they're going to have to move and start at square one again in a different, not so great town? Like the paradox. It's like if I work hard, then I'll create a better community. When I create a better community, I can't afford it, and I have to leave to another community that needs help. So,
incredibly high crime statistics. I've hardly seen any police. In fact, thinking back, I think I've seen one police car all day since I've been here. You would think we're in a place that has such obvious problems with violent crime that there would be more police on the streets, and that, to me, is worrying. The community here, those that abide by the law, they definitely deserve far more police presence to help them feel at ease, like things are under control. Police count number 2 all day. So what's life like in Croydon?
for the police issue, how do you fix that? Because oftentimes these, you know, communities that are a bit more, you know, dangerous tend to have a worse outlook on the police, and the police don't want to be in an area that are more dangerous. I think you have to look at policing. I feel like policing is grouped together as sort of one person more than other professions. Like a cop is a person like anyone else. He has fears. Obviously he's trained more, but if you're going to go in a community it's more dangerous, you're more likely to get injured or killed, and the people are less trustful of you, then that's kind of difficult for any human who's in that profession to go in there. And so I don't envy people who have to, you know, really city officials and members of the
2024.
2024. Yeah, I mean, it seems it's okay for me. That place is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get everything that we want, so I don't have any problem about that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a reputation, and the crime numbers are really bad, and it's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Do you experience that?
Okay, you know, me from work to house, I don't go out to mingle or to run things with them, you get me?
So you think if you run in the wrong crowd,
yeah, I hear
you find
about
trouble.
that, but you know, to see it physically, I've never even appear or to go closer to watch those kind of things.
Another positive thing that Croydon's got going for it is this cool little street market. I don't know if it's on every day. Maybe if you know Croydon, you can drop in the comments whether this is a daily thing. I hope it is. But look, amazing fruit and veg. Fish behind me there. More exotic veg there. So this is something good. This is something good for the community here in Croydon that you don't see in many other places around the UK anymore. Would you chat to me about the market stall? You haven't got time? Too busy making money? One question, is business good? Is trade good? Is this here every day as well?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
You don't see that in many places in the UK anymore. I don't normally comment on empty retail units. I normally leave that to my mate Wandering Turney, but this is the shopping centre. I think it's called the Whitegate Centre here in Croydon, and this part of it at least is basically all closed up. There's a little toy shop down there, but pretty desolate, pretty sad retail offer here in the shopping mall here in Croydon. Been by far the most difficult place that I've been to in the UK yet, trying to get street interviews. Many people are not happy talking to me on camera, and people definitely seem not at ease when I talk to them about things like violent crime and danger in the area. There's definitely an edge to this place. It definitely is dangerous, and many people are telling me that it really does change after dark. There's no way I'll be walking around with this little action camera trying to get interviews from people after sunset. Folks, there's no hiding from the fact that Croydon is a rough place. I wouldn't even say that it has an underbelly of danger and crime, because you don't have to scratch below the surface here to hear the stories about how dodgy it can be. But on the flip side, the people that have spoke to me today, I've met some quite engaging people, especially some of the older people who say that it was a much more community-friendly place back in the day. But there's a lot of investment too. Here by the overground station, you can see the high-rises glistening behind. But of course, that's not the true story of Croydon. I'll put a link in the description below for all the different places that I got the crime statistics from, and I think if you look into them, do a little bit of reading, you will see the evidence that this is quite a dangerous place. So folks, thanks for watching, thanks for coming along with me to what is without doubt, if not the most, it's definitely one of London's most dangerous areas. I hope you can see that there are good people that live in these areas, but they do live under the shadow of quite a lot of danger and quite a lot of crime. Until next time, folks.
It's a great video. There are a few things I want to address again. Well, first of all, so I guess 4 things. I don't want to downplay how, I'm sure how troubled the community is, but if this is the worst part of London, I think it's better than many, worst parts of American cities. I don't want to say it doesn't clearly have its issues. And then 3 things. One is gentrification I'd like to talk about. Another is policing. And a third is diversity. And when I say diversity, I don't mean skin color. I just mean diversity of background, beliefs, and your expectations of society. That's what I mean by diversity, right? If harnessed, can be amazing. If it's just not harnessed and ignored, then of course it can raise problems. So when the diversity part comes to it, if diverse people from around the world keep going into a community that doesn't have a structure that an underlying structure that allows each incoming people to get a kind of feel for what's going on, what the basic kind of rules of the city are, and then be able to safely live there and then provide their experience and their diversity in a positive way, right? But if you don't have the ability to harness that, and it's just like you look like you're just throwing people in to a situation where it's just, survive and do whatever, then that's going to be really difficult, I'd imagine. 2, the policing. Policing, we need robot cops, okay? Because I feel like if police aren't going in an area that's extremely dangerous and in need of policing, then often it's a back and forth of, well, why aren't the cops going in there? Do they not care about here? And then you put a lot of cops in there. Well, a lot of the people in that community have a weird relationship with cops, right? Because cops, who are humans, go into an area where they're more on guard and everything, and it might be, that might force them to be more aggressive and whatnot, and then that makes people think that, like, what are you doing with these cops that are abusing us and all this stuff? And so the city pulls out more cops. Well, then you're back to the same problem, right? So I don't have an answer for this. How do you make it so that more cops can go in who feel safe enough and are disciplined enough to attack crime in a way that the citizens in the area they're patrolling see what they're doing as, like, what needs to be done and good policing? How do you do that with cops who are more afraid to be in this area and people who are more skeptical of the cops? It just seems like a never-ending, okay, more cops in, the cops are being, dickheads and aren't doing what they're supposed to do. More cops out. And people just are just like, well, where are the cops that you can do this? I don't know. I guess you need robots or something like that. So that's something I also don't know how to change. Third is the gentrification part. As long as there are areas in and around where these people live, adjacent to them, that are also bad and therefore cheap, then if this community raises this area of London, then the prices go up, then they have to move to the other area. And so it just seems like two never-ending cycles of why make the community better if I'm just going to be kicked out, and why bring in more police if they're just going to I don't want to say it's the cop's fault, really. If I'm a policeman, I'm not trained, and I don't think I'd be a good policeman. But I at the end of the day, I want to survive too, and you're going to be more on edge and either not do your job or be more aggressive or something like that. And so there's a never-ending cycle, and so seems so hopeless when you think about how to change it. I have no idea. Now, not an expert on any of this, but I love just giving my opinions as I like to with any other subject that I watch on here, guys. Love y'all. Hope you're all doing well. Would appreciate any comments. Where am I wrong? Where I might be right? If you think I'm onto something, if I'm not. And just any comments at all, would love to see it. See you guys next time. Bye.